Hey everybody, this is Alex.
This is Blanchka. This is Fool's Odyssey. And episode 33, I think?
No, 34.
34? Alright, 34 it
Or
is.
something. I don't know. We should really pay attention to the episode numbers.
I have been.
Okay, so a little bit backstory. Why Bashka did that deeper voice than usual is because there's something wrong with his audio or something. I don't know, but he sounds deeper on my end.
I don't know what he's talking about, so yeah.
But the thing is, when you laugh, it sounds normal. It's just when you're talking, it just sounds deeper.
I think it's a problem with my throat, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Well, anyways, that's the T for Bashka. So, in this episode, we're going to be talking about the next movie in Phase 2, which is Thor: The Dark World. Yeah, that's all we can say about that.
No, seriously.
Okay, so, as usual, without getting into the spoilers, what are your initial impression of the movie? So, before you say anything, I predicted that Bosch was going to like this movie. I didn't say how much he would like this movie. I just said he would like it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I like it. It's not like I regret watching it, so, you know, it's a movie.
I mean, in terms of like how good it is, I would say it's more or less on par with Thor 1.
No, I think it's better than Thor 1.
Oh, okay.
I think it's still better than Thor 1. It's just, overall, it's still pretty weak.
Yeah, I have to agree. But okay, so what makes you say it's better than Thor 1? What have improved over it?
It clearly has more budget. That's one.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
There's a lot more, there's a lot more action. There's a lot more, it's just like the action is more accented, so to speak. Like, it's more bold. There's more, like, a lot more people fighting. There's a lot more of this. There's a lot of settings that they show, like when they're showing the Nine Realm, and, when he's telling his friend to stay with his people, it's like he's showing, like, this kind of different area, this kind of thing, and there's, like, these kind of weird, like, other aliens, other tribes or other people in a different realm. Like, it shows a lot more variety than just the first one. The first one really didn't show anything much. Like, even the other place, like, they showed the giants, the land of the giants.
Yeah.
It was just a dark, gloomy, like, it's so dark you can't even tell what's going on, and then it's hard to tell what the giant looks like anyway either. So mostly it's just the Earth and the Asgard, right? But in this one, they kind of show a little bit here and there, there and there and there. There's fight here and there, and there's like ship doing all those kind of stuff. Loki using more illusion magic, which is always awesome.
I guess it's not really a nitpick because this is the way the MCU portrayed it as, but I found it, I guess me and Bosch found it kind of weird and a tiny bit jarring that we have these like Norse mythology people based off medieval times using flying spaceships shooting laser beams at each other like it was from Star Wars.
For me, honestly, I don't find that a bit jarring. I mean, if that's the way they gotta do the twist, I'm fine with it. It's just that there's a lot of the scene in the movie that reminds me like wholeheartedly of like a Star Wars, just like.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't mind it.
Yeah.
It kind of bothers me a little bit, but, like, they could have designed the ships to be more based off the mythologies, right?
Yes, that would actually be a really good idea, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, you make it more like a ship, like, I don't know, like a...
Like a Viking boat or something, right?
Yeah, that would be pretty sick.
Yeah. But they did do one thing, right? Which is, like, that boat that they used to travel to the Dark World or whatever? To the Dark Elf world?
Right. The one that they squeeze through, right?
Yeah, that boat fit in the design that I was looking at or looking for.
Yeah, it looked like a rowboat.
Yeah, exactly. It fits the aesthetic, right? But everything else didn't really make sense.
Well, sense wouldn't be the word I use, but yeah, I see what you're talking about.
Or like, yeah, visually it just wasn't compatible. I don't know what's the word, but like,
Yes.
it felt too Star Warsy when it should have been more like Marvel,
Marvel Z.
Marvel Z. Yeah. All right, so okay, as usual, now we get into the characters, and I don't really know what to say about this because and honestly, none of these characters felt like they did anything.
Yeah, because I think the only three characters that like really like the main ones are first Thor, second Loki, and third was the mother.
Yeah, like even Odin has a reduced part, and oh my god, he didn't even do.
What do you mean reduced one? He didn't do anything at all. The only thing he did, wave a laser beam at someone, and it's like one enemy too. Come on, All Father. Come on, Defender of the Nine Realm. Come on.
Yeah, what the fuck is up with that? Okay, let's talk about Odin first, okay? Fucking Defender of Nine Realms didn't do jack shit. Not only is he didn't do jack shit, he let Thor do all the heavy lifting.
Well, I mean, it could be said that it's like, due to his age and shit like that. You know what I mean?
I guess.
Because he's like, getting old and whatnot.
Yeah, but he's so strong. Like his mere presence makes people want to stop fighting.
I mean, I agree. I agree with that. Like, I wish either, show him do something like super incredible, like once,
Yeah, yeah.
or not at all. You know what I mean? Instead of showing like just one small things, it's just like,
I know what you mean. Like, yeah, if you're gonna portray him as like an all-powerful All-Father, make him be the All-Father. Make him do something, right? And I get it. Anthony Hopkins is like 80,000 years old right now, but you can CGI some laser beams coming out of his fingertips or something, you know?
and wait, when you're talking about CGI, let's count how many times that Thor actually used lightning shots.
I think. Oh, you know what? He did it 4 times, 3 times.
Did he?
So that's almost twice as much as the previous movies.
Right.
But the thing is, it wasn't like extreme lightning strikes like before. It was kind of like just like little like taser shocks. That was really, yeah. So you want to talk about? Okay, let's go on to Thor now. His character. Did you feel like his character growth or journey went anywhere? Because I didn't feel like he grew at all.
I don't. Yeah, no, I don't. I don't think he grew at all.
Like he's pretty much more or less the same character as who he is at the end of Thor 1.
If there's anything, it feels like he's more obsessed with this girl.
Yeah.
I don't even remember her name, but yeah, it's like he's really obsessed with her. And then I'm like, really? I didn't know you like her that much.
Well, that's his one true love, right? According to Loki.
I see.
Yeah, but and then yeah, so I don't mind that relationship. I kind of enjoy it more in this one than I did before in the previous movies, if that makes sense. I don't know why I like it more so now than I did before. Maybe because I've seen it before, so I kind of like expect it. And then remember when Mjolnir was like flying around, zipping around because he was being teleported between the realms. Yeah, and then I thought it was gonna be like this cool shot where he's gonna summon Mjolnir, and then like the momentum of it trying to go back to Thor would like crush Malkalith, right? No, he just grabs it and then kind of taser shocks him a little bit, and he disappears.
Yeah, the build-up was good. The final execution was just super lame. It's really weak. I was expecting more of like, like the Mjolnir would be like, as it goes through like, like atmosphere and stuff like that, would like, spark red, burning fire, thunderbolt running through. It's like, like a bloody missile flying around. And then at like the bloody last second, as it goes by, Thor grab it and unleash like one big swing and then just like end the battle. That would have been so sick.
Right? Like, when you like rub your feet on the carpet and then try to zap somebody? That's what Thor did at the end of the movie. That's exactly
Taser.
That's essentially what he did. He rubbed his feet on the carpet and then zapped somebody. You know what though? Despite all that, I still enjoyed seeing Thor. Just because like seeing him do stuff. Like, and because he's quite different in this movie. He's a little bit more comedic. He has the more jokes.
Yes. His interaction with Loki was really good. Like, they joke around and whatnot. Sometimes he's kind of be like the serious guy, but he would still like joke back and stuff like that, There's a lot of scene where like it's portrayed that they're brothers and stuff. Yeah. Even though they're kind of like, have pretty much knife at each other's throat kind of thing.
Okay, so now that we're talking about Loki, let's go on to Loki. For me, I enjoyed Loki's. Actually, Loki had the character growth in this one, I believe, right?
Yeah, I think so too. If there's anything, he's like the one who's like growing right now, because with his relation with the mother and given chance like of a what you call it, like changing point of view kind of thing. I think that's just him being able to work together with Thor. Oh yeah.
And then when when Loki was in jail and he did that illusion of his own mom talking to himself, and he realizes that he's a little bit going on a dark path, right? So that was pretty cool.
So my question is actually like the first one when he was in the jail when talking to the mother. Is it actually a illusion he creates it or mother creates?
I think that's the illusion he created.
Uh,
Yeah, so I thought that was pretty interesting. Like he knows deep down, he knows that they care about him, but he just he's too jealous of Thor. And then yeah, but then most of these illusions that Loki's done throughout the movie is kind of we kind of saw that coming. You know, like he dies again. I kind of wish they didn't go down that road again
why not?
because he died in the first one, so it's kind of just repeating what he did in the again in this one.
Well, and he'll die again. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's just his thing. Because it's illusion, right? It's mischief. The easiest way to play a trick is pretend that you die.
I guess, but like, can he do it in like a different way or a cool way?
What kind of way?
I don't know, but not him dying. That's
Like die so like Thor can be like a Super Saiyan kind of thing? Like, I don't...
I mean, he already is a Super Saiyan.
Oh, you can't.
Yeah,
Pretty
but I don't
much.
know. Overall, I do like. You know what? Now that we talk about this is not Thor Dark World. This is Loki Dark World. This is a Loki movie. It's not a Thor movie.
Low-key Dark World. I agree.
Okay, and then our next thing would be Malkolith, the evil big bad in this movie.
Oh, the Dark Elf guy. Yeah.
He could speak English. Why not have him just speak English? Do we really need to invent another Elven language that you're only going to use for this one movie? But would you do that though?
Oh, I would do that easily. Yeah, I'd make a new language just to fucking fuck with people, and not even put like subtitle actually for real. I would just say like this thing, and then what it actually said would be like semi-important ish, and like when they say it, it will contain a certain character's name. Just give them like smelly smell.
So you go like Ubaku, Tumaka, Fanta, Purple.
Yeah, Fanta Purple, Alex Forehead or something like that. Just like what?
Oh, he said.
What happened to Alex Forehead? Did you say Alex?
That's the funny thing about foreign language. Like you hear something, and then when they say one English word, you're like, "Oh, I know what he said. I know what he said."
That's why that's an appeal. I don't know.
It gets you excited. That's for sure. It does. Oh, and the mom. See, I like this movie because the Frigga, is that her name, Frigga or Freya?
I know Freya, but I don't know. I don't know.
I forget. Well, anyways, the mom, the queen. I like how they kept her being the badass in this one. In fact, she like managed to like almost kill the bad guy too.
She did. She was like, she actually pulled out a sword. I'm like, is she gonna be like, a futile battle and got murdered right away? No, she actually like fought really well too. I was like, oh shit, that was really cool. And it kind of shows like the battle style was like a really super close combat too. With the daggers, I was like, wow, this is cool. That moment I really like her a lot. So.
And not only that, but she was able to pull off illusion magic too to trick the guys.
Yeah. So not just bronze, but also brains.
Yeah.
And the thing, the one part that I really like about this character is that she's not portrayed like a super muscular, heavy butch, like insane strong person, kind of thing, right? You saw her like as an elegant, like like a queen, walking elegantly, have like, and turns out to be strong and super smart, very cunning, very wise. It's like the kind of character is just like amazing, like the best kind of character I personally think.
Yeah, but unfortunately, she had very few scenes, very few screen time, and then she ended up dying.
Yeah, well, that's fine. I mean, I'd rather have a character dying a good character than living long enough that we hate him. You know what I mean?
Nice twist on the Batman quote.
I'd rather die a hero or live long enough that we hate you.
Yeah, you know what? I agree with you. Like the payoff was there. It was a good payoff. Yeah, and that's about it I can think of that really matters. To be honest, like everyone else kind of just like had their role in the movie and did their part, but I wouldn't say it was like outstanding. Like it didn't stood out to me, or it wasn't terrible.
It was something. And that was it. So, so there's actually something that I'm more concerned. Well, a little bit like something that stuck on my head is that you remember Sif, right?
Yeah.
So there's one time when Sif and the heroine lady kind of walked past each other and had like this weird stare down. What the hell is that all about?
That I don't know. They didn't pay that. They didn't pay that off at all.
Is that supposed to be anything?
I think it's supposed to be like a hint of jealousy. I'm pretty sure she and Thor had a thing before, Sif and Thor.
But the thing is, like, what do you call it? Like, I thought, like, I don't know, Sif is kind of like, like one of the boys. You know what I mean?
I don't know. Okay, but then from your perspective, what would you say then? What do you got from that?
From that stare down, love. I don't know.
So they saw each other and just like all of a sudden you see cherry blossoms in slow motion.
Cherry blossom, yeah, some lilies, like sprinkling out of the ground. See, like exactly, and then like pink tinted, whatever.
I, I mean, sure, fair enough. I mean, at that point, it could be anything, really.
It could be anything. It means nothing. There's no payoff. There's no more hinting. No more. Nope.
And they didn't even have one interaction with each other either. They never did. They even speak to each other? I can't recall.
I don't think so.
This is a yeah. I yeah yeah. There's nothing else to say. I'm like lost for
Yeah.
words because there's nothing to say.
Best thing we can say. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay. What else? Oh, and then of course the ether. Which what does it do?
It makes people shoot boogers and spit and everything out of their face. I don't know. That's the only thing it shows. Happens to the girl, happens to the elf. Everybody's going like, blah. I'm like, holy shit, that is nasty.
It's a MacGuffin. So a MacGuffin is something that's important to the story but doesn't actually do anything.
Yeah, it's basically a MacGuffin, right? So it's something that's supposed to do something but does nothing, right?
Yes. And then by the end of the movie, it's revealed that it's an Infinity Stone,
And so it's one of the Infinity Stones, right?
right? Along with the Tesseract.
Along with the Tesseract. So if I remember correctly, those Infinity Stones supposed to have their own traits, right? Yeah. What is that red thing does supposedly?
See, here's the thing. These are supposed to be elements of the universe. The Tesseract is actually the space stone, meaning with the space stone, you can teleport anywhere, you can travel anywhere. When they used it in Captain America, they didn't teleport shit.
Yeah, they just use it as a power source. Yeah.
Yeah, it was just literally a battery when that's not how a space stone works. I guess it could, but I don't know.
I don't make that thing. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. And then in this one, the ether, that's supposed to be the reality stone. And you know what reality stone does? It manipulates the reality. You can
As in, like it could create something out of nothing.
yeah,
Kind of
you
thing?
can change reality. You can change anything. This is actually one of the movies that I watched and everyone just like talking constantly and I just like didn't even pay attention to the story.
There is no story.
Yeah, the story is Jane Foster somehow managed to get teleported into the dark world, and then she gets absorbed the ether, and then Thor has to get it out of her.
And then he came out of her, and then the Dark Elf took it, and then the Dark Elf still lost even having the stones, right?
Let me ask you for your opinion on the
Alright.
Infinity Stones so far. Like, did you feel magical? Did you feel powerful? Did you feel like anything?
No. First, it's a battery. Second, it's a fucking thing that goes into your face. I don't know. They still lost in every itinerance of the used to open portal. Cool. Whatever portal it is got wiped anyway. They used it to make a monster. Monster lost anyway. Like, there's no moment where it feels like a threat.
Yeah, and then Michael, he didn't even use. Did he even use the ether, or he just kind of just got his ass whooped?
Did he manage to actually get it?
Yeah. He like sucked it out of her and then put it inside himself. But that's essentially what happened, and he didn't even use it to do anything. Now that I think about it, if I recall correctly, if I can recall correctly, he did he even have any action scenes where he was actually fighting back. It was mostly his right hand man, right? Like that big bull looking dude, that minotaur looking guy.
Nah. After his face got burned, I think he was, swinging some fist here and there.
I don't know. I didn't really pay attention, but it didn't seem like he was doing much.
The last battle was pretty wonky. Got thrown here, thrown there, and suddenly dark, dusty, reddish place, and then Mjolnir came, and the guy died, and what?
Almost all the payoffs were bad.
Right.
Okay, can I just quickly say something about the Dark Elves? So they have these black hole grenades. Why the fuck don't they use it more often? Why don't they include...
Yeah, why don't they use it against Thanos?
Yeah, why can't they have a fucking black hole gun or something? They suck all these motherfuckers up.
Because it's the forbidden technology, Alex. Why are you asking me like I made that thing? I don't know.
They signed
It breached the Geneva Convention. I don't know.
Yeah, I was gonna say they signed a Geneva the Odin Convention. It's like no black hole technology. You know what? This whole movie was pretty much a nitpick.
I guess because there's so much potential. There's so much cool things that one either unexplained or not utilized well enough. Okay. I think that's what it comes down to.
Can we just say this? What did you like about this movie? Was there anything likable?
Yeah. I like what Asgard looked like. That's one. And I like Loki. That's one I can say. Loki's illusion, like they showed probably the most out of all the movie that's been shown out when Loki shows up, because he used the one where he, one was like, the hologram with his mother. One was about when when he heard that the mother died, and he was like, in the cell destroying everything. Turns out he's like a wrecking mess. Not his calm and collected mode. There's one that was like where Thor pretended to get super hurt. Turns out it was just the illusion all along.
I liked Heimdall, and I like that they gave him a cool scene, but he only did that one thing. He stabbed the fucking ship, and he was like, "Oh shit, there's 50 of them. All right, time to pack it up. I'm gonna go home."
Stabbing the ship and throw one of his sword into the exhaust pipe. Yeah.
And then the next thing he did was he activated the shield, and in the very next scene, the shield gets deactivated. Like what? But then Boschka did bring up a good point. They had to show that scene because otherwise people would complain about it, right?
Yeah, because they'll be like, well, why don't they have a shield? Well, they do. We just got disabled, okay?
Now we get to complain about the fact that it's stupid because. Yeah. Like he could have had a scene where he snuck in, disabled the shields, and then broke the prisoners out or something like that.
Because for me the thing is it baffles me the fact that it's supposed to be Asgard, and everybody was like, especially there's one part where the Four Stooges come back from a mission. They were like, ha ha ha, these people are beneath us, they're weaker than us and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, so Asgardian's supposed to be the best, the strongest, the whatever. Why did they just got destroyed by the race, a handful of dark elves?
Yeah.
That's what they are, right? Just a handful of dark elves with 5 ships and one mothership. That's it. They got wrecked so hard. I'm like, what?
They got destroyed by the really strong guy. This one really strong guy. Why the fuck did they just do that to the entire army? Fucking inject them with all the steroids.
Exactly. Have 8 steroids and just okay, there you go, jump in, kill everyone. I bet they'll win.
I think it's inconsistent how Asgardians are strong, because it is in Thor 1 and Thor 2, the opening sequence, they're showing all these Asgardians are kick ass, destroying all this shit, right?
Yeah.
And then throughout the movie, it's the opposite. They just get the ass whooped.
Yeah, and but the thing is if they didn't mention it and just but the whole time they went to different realms, right?
Yeah.
They kind of subdue the battle and make them at peace and whatever, right? Showing their military might and whatever, right? Cool, awesome. So they are strong. They make a point out of it in the movie too. Yeah, they're strong, and they just get their hand ass. What?
Because
why?
That's what the movie calls for. There's this is where you lose now. That's part of the script.
Yep. Oh, I think I know why the Asgardian lost. Because these people break the Geneva Convention. That's why they use illegal weapons. They weren't expecting to fight enemy with illegal weapons.
Oh, but wait, they have Odin. He just comes here with his little dinky ass spear and just shoots one dude. Oh, my job here is done.
What? I know. I think in that scene there's like over like
Yeah.
I don't know like 20 people on the floor and only one standing, and he just beamed one guy.
It's to save money on the CGI because they need a big fat CGI final fight.
Well, here's the thing. If they're gonna do that, why do a sweeping beam? He did a sweeping beam. Make 20 people stand up and jump back down. How hard would that be? How much money does that take? Like, come on.
All right. So, in your opinion, does it hold up to this day?
It's too weak. And well, yeah, has a lot of change.
What is your overall final score?
I want to give it 5 or 5.5.
I forget what I gave the first Thor, but I'll probably give it 5.5. It's watchable. Like, you can watch it from start to finish. You wouldn't really like it, but you can.
I got a feeling your scoring scale is starting to lean towards mine.
I think because for the most part now we're starting to.
For you, your passing was like around 6, right? For me, my passing was a 5. So
Yeah, that's because it's watchable. That's what I mean. It's watchable. If you're doing an MCU marathon, I would say skip it. Definitely skip.
yeah, skip it. If you want to stay, liking the franchise, skip
That's all I
it.
have to say. Anything else you'd like to add onto that?
No, nothing at all.
Yeah, I think we said everything we needed to.
Yeah, maybe a bit too much even.
Yeah. All right. So as usual, you guys can follow us on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, and whatever the fuck else we have. Whatever
True.
link is in our description. Please check it out.
Please, pretty please.
And yeah, that's about it. So Bash, go ahead and do the outro.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening. This is Fool's Odyssey episode 34, and this is Bashka.
This is Alex.
And thank you for listening. Bye.
Bye.